Good to have you with us today. Security services in the UK look set to be handed the right to spy on citizens after the so-called Snooper's charter made it through the House of Lords. The Investigatory Powers Bill effectively legalises certain secret service activities. It'll force internet service providers to store people's browsing history for 12 months. Now, while private messages can also be intercepted. The news has caused angry reaction on social media, with questions raised over the future of democracy, privacy and freedoms in the UK. Some even vowed to increase their browsing just to give the security services more work. And one ISP told us it's a major intrusion into people's lives.
It's a bit scary, really. It's making us one of the sort of biggest police states in any democratic country around the world now, and it's not just the spy agencies like GCHQ that have all of these powers. It's like collecting details of every book you read. This is about collecting every website you visit. It's much more intrusive, and every bulk power in this bill is aimed at the majority of people who are not suspected of a crime. This is every website you visit, recorded for every citizen in the country if they have their way, and the IP Act allows them to do that and collect that data and trawl through it without even a warrant. There's so much data, it's so vulnerable to attack, it's so valuable to criminals to collect all this, and it's so easy for criminals to get round this as well. It's not a sensible approach.
Police have used tear gas, rubber bullets and water cannons against thousands of public sector workers gathered outside government buildings in Rio de Janeiro. Soon after, around 60 demonstrators managed to force their way into the lower house of parliament. Protesters are angry about further austerity measures, including pension cuts, tax hikes and the scrapping of social programs. The authorities claim the moves are necessary to bring the country's financial crisis under control. Similar protests have become commonplace since the impeachment of former President Dilma Rousseff earlier this year. And we heard from a sociology professor who believes the polarization of society has significantly worsened following Rousseff's ousting.
But you see, social and political polarization has heightened since the parliamentary coup in May that brought Temer to power. We see very clearly what happened. Why did Temer take over, and who was backing him? Well, Brazil is also an extremely corrupt country, and these corrupt people are those that are now in power in government. And it was clear, our post-parliamentary coup analysis made it very clear that they overthrew Rousseff, and specifically so that the PT government and so that the judicial system would not investigate and prosecute these people that are not now in power.
So a senior Trump advisor and former CIA director tells worlds apart how the new administration's policies might change. That'll be next on this network.